whichever of the 365 days of the year you decide to visit Cameo Gardens in Hartsville, you will have a delightful time. But we certainly had a wonderful time. And I want to show you how pretty in person these dehydrated orange slices are. And Mary said they work better in the dehydrator than in the oven. The color comes, and when the sun shines through them, they really are beautiful. So I'm going to take these home and add them to my tree. And
I wonder what the sun would look like hitting your beautiful hat tonight. Tell us about that. That is so pretty.
Well, I was went over to Jarrett's Jungle because they always have such fascinating things there, and I got those pretty poinsettias that are down front. And I was looking for something to make a hat for Christmas, and I was going to get those little bitty poinsettias, you know. And I saw this, and I said, golly, you know, I bet that kind of looks like the top of a Christmas, you know, something you'd put on the top of the Christmas tree. So I asked them, I said if they thought, and this is of course something that's in the Spanish moss family.
Tillandsia.
Tillandsia, I believe. And so we just decided to decorate it up, and I'm going to visit my son in Washington tomorrow, and I'm going to take this, so this will be his Christmas tree for the holidays. So anyway,
Beautiful.
Life is fun. It's fun to make hats. It's fun to know you fun girls and everybody associated with making it grow. We have a caller. Patty's calling us from Anderson, which is where Jolie Brown in my office is from, and so many nice people hail from that part of the world. Patty, what's happening in your garden in Anderson?
Oh, it's a beautiful season. I'm so blessed. I have a 10-month-old grandson to enjoy Christmas with this year.
Hot
so
dog.
there's nothing like it. He's the first. But I have a question about my amaryllis bulb. I always plant one on the 1st of December, and then over the holidays, I have a pretty amaryllis plant. But this year, I have like an inch-long bulb, no stem at all, and I was wondering what you would suggest.
Oh my goodness! So is it already beginning to expand?
Yes, it came out. I have a bud, and you know normally you'll have the long shoot,
Yeah.
but I have no stem whatsoever, just 2 leaves and a bud.
Oh, well, I guess you know it didn't want to give your 10-month-old grandson. 10-month-old grandson a complex for being short, and so it's just.
Well, he's not going to be.
well, there goes that theory. I think that temperature has something to do with the elongation. So, what do you think, that maybe the house was just too warm when she?
It might have been, and it could have just been, you know, a bulb maybe, you know, and depending on when it was harvested, or if it sounded like she buys a new one every year, but if she doesn't, and maybe, you know, cut the foliage back early last year or something, it just didn't have
and
enough
brought it out,
energy to,
yeah,
you know, to do. But it does sound like maybe temperature was a factor in that.
I think
and light.
elongation may have something to do with that. John, do you have any input on that? I know you don't say you do much gardening, but you probably know something about physiology of plants. Oh, John couldn't hear the caller. John, she had an amaryllis bulb that failed to elongate.
Yeah, I heard. I think that temperature does have something to do with it. There's just anomalous growth sometimes with a lot of bulbs.
Okay.
So bulb is really a thing.
Maybe if it's put outside in the
Yeah.
ground, it might, you know, sort of rejuvenate itself.
But I would wait
probably
until
would.
any
Oh, yeah,
chance
yeah.
of frost is over.